FCS service is a critical component to the life cycle sales process. Service is the way that you establish credibility with your client and establish relationships prior to a capital re-roof opportunity developing. Now, prior to diving in on actually creating work orders within the dispatch system, we need to review the different components that make up the entire FCS service module.
Let's take a look at our first component called the dispatch board. Now, the dispatch board is located within your toolbox, and you will note that all of the service tools are color-coded in orange. This is the dispatch board. What we're looking at here is a master list of work orders. The work orders are color-coded based on the status, beginning as red, once scheduled turning orange. When the technician punches in on site to begin the work, it will turn into yellow. As the technician finishes the work, it will turn into bright green. And as the office or the service manager confirms the work, it will turn blue. And as soon as it is billed or invoiced, it will turn dark green. The last status is closed out. The filter allows you to pull a specific list based on some search criteria or some filtering options. Map, export, archive selected records, delete, and also refresh. Clicking into the invoice ID will bring you inside of the ticket. This work order ticket begins with an invoice ID that is editable. The status begins at dispatched, but ultimately will end up as closed out. By clicking on the Power Board button is to assign this ticket. The status will progress as we make progress on the overall ticket. We see the priority we selected when we created this dispatch. We see the invoice type, which can be changed. The section, the service dispatch notes, we have attached files and photos. If we were to look at supporting documents, this is where the information will be captured from the serviceman as they record the before and after pictures with descriptions and locations. Let's take a look at the next component. Within the toolbox, we have a tool called Power Board. The Power Board is your service schedule board. On the left, you will see an unscheduled queue, which is where tickets or work orders will show up as they are created. This is your active work log of all of the work orders that are not scheduled. You will see a 10-day view and also all of the service technicians that you have. And the way we pass these out is we click and drag them onto the person for the day, and we're able to specify a time. If there's anybody that is unavailable, we can indicate this by dragging this unavailable button onto a person for the day. Let's take a look at the next component, the service map. We will go to our toolbox and find service map. Now, the service map will show geographically where all of your work orders are located at. On the top left, we will see our key, which shows the stars are actually dispatched. The orange are arrival ETA or scheduled work orders. The yellow shows as in progress. The resolved shows as green, and confirmed shows as blue. You are also seeing images of where these technicians service the different territories. That is pulling from either their vehicle ID number because of the GPS tracking, or the zip code you entered in on that technician's user profile, because that is typically the territory that they cover. We can center around a serviceman by selecting them out of this list and also indicating a radius around in miles. The next component of service is what we call the service report. So let's go to our toolbox and locate the service report. In the service report, we'll show the billing activity, which will default for this week across the entire service department. As work takes place under different invoice types, the system will capture the hours worked and also what was billed or produced. This is where you will manage each unit or each service vehicle. You can search by different date range and filter out the information. You can export to Excel the ticket detail. The bottom half of this service report will show individuals. From here, we can select an individual serviceman from this list to be able to see their performance. And finally, the last component is the mobile version. While in the office, you're using the desktop to facilitate these work orders, to assign them to a technician. The technicians, the servicemen, the inspectors are all going to log in through the mobile version to punch into their wirelessly received work orders, to do their inspections, to do their repair bids. The way they access the mobile version is by clicking on the mobile panel and logging in. We need to make sure that all of the technicians are set up so that this link is saved directly to their device.